And when you take high doses of supplements, of vitamins, minerals, enzymes, amino acids, you do get a drug-like effect.
No, you don't. Of course you don't. Coach Greg and Frank Zane is natural. 100% natty. I was sent in this video and said, Coach Greg, watch this at about 22 minutes. He claims to be natural. I'm like, there's no way he's claimed to be natural. And lo and behold, I watched the video and he does in fact insinuate that he's natural. He doesn't come right out and say, I am 100% natural. But based on what he says, he's saying he's natural. So is there a chance he's natural? Of course, there's always a chance. I might win the lottery. Arnold might come at the door right now. There's chances of anything. So he might be natural, but I don't think he was.
If I were going to train for something to get in peak condition, I would take more of everything.
And when he says I would take more of everything, he's not talking about PDs. He's talking about natural stuff. And if you wanted to watch the entire video, talk about if you should drink milk and cut out certain foods and amino acids and melatonin to sleep and whatever, then watch the video. But today we're focusing on his natural status, whether or not he could be natural. And let's consider this. He's not that big. He's not a freak. Maybe 5'8", 5'9", 200 pounds, really not much bigger than Coach Greg. And I would say for his height, probably the same size. And just because there are people out there in the world who have gotten bigger than Frank Zane natural, doesn't mean that Frank Zane himself is natural.
You should mention why you're wearing the pink shirt.
Oh, I forgot to. Allie just told me, why am I wearing pink? Well, tomorrow in schools, recording this today, tomorrow's anti-bullying day. You're supposed to wear pink in support of anti-bullying. Used to be a school teacher. So many kids are bullied. So wearing pink in support of anti-bullying day.
So when you was in that shape, like Olympia side, was there any other sort of extra hormones or anything like that?
And so he's kind of trying to avoid answering the question, which is, hey, what other supplements and stuff do you take in addition to this? They don't come right out and say, oh, in regards to steroids, I don't take those. They're trying to avoid the question. It's just like if somebody came up to you and asked you something uncomfortable that you don't want to answer, are you going to answer the question? Hey, did you and your girlfriend, did you have any sexy time in the backyard back down there? Or do you just stay in the front yard? You might be like, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about this. You don't want to have to admit to things that you don't want to talk about. So you can't really fault Frank Zane for trying to avoid the question. But when he actually gets asked that, it's at this point he should be either saying, I don't want to talk about that, or moving on, next question. But when you specifically say no, it's not cool. It's a lie.
I never relied on any of that stuff. I wanted to get that effect from supplements.
Imagine supplements. If they were that good, well, my supplements would be sold out now, wouldn't they? Supplements are not nearly as effective as PDs. We're not going to bullshit you and say that our supplements work as good as performance-enhancing steroids. We're not saying that.
And when you take high doses of supplements, of vitamins, minerals, enzymes, amino acids, you do get a drug-like effect.
No, you don't. Of course you don't. You might become liver toxic. You might have problems. High doses of vitamins. Oh yeah, what about vitamins A, D, and K, fat-soluble vitamins? Yeah, let's overload on those. Problems? Going to the hospital? And so just because you take a lot of vitamins, you don't get a drug-like effect. That's information they would have dispelled in the 80s. Oh, you don't need steroids. Just take these minerals, these vitamin supplements, Megamass 6000, and you can grow just as much as PDs. No, you can't.
I never relied on any of that stuff. I wanted to get that effect from supplements.
I never relied on any of that stuff. Now, when I read that, I think, okay, never relied on it. That doesn't mean you never took it. It means you never relied on it. Be like, Coach Greg, when you do a competition, do you rely on fat burners to get you in shape? No, I don't rely on them. Doesn't mean I don't take them. Coach Greg, do you rely on steroids to get you shredded? No. Calories in, calories out. I rely on being a calorie deficit. Doesn't mean I'm not on them. But then he goes on, and the way he's talking, it's saying, no, I don't take them.
And when you take high doses of supplements, of vitamins, minerals, enzymes, amino acids, you do get a drug-like effect.
Really?
But it's not as radical.
But people are thinking, well, he's saying it's not as radical, and look at his physique. It's not as big as Arnold. So Arnold must have been on PDs. He's openly said he was, but Frank Zane, probably not. He's smaller. He was just on them high doses of vitamins and amino acids. That's why he's smaller, but he was shredded. Because he cut out dairy a month before the show. That's why he was shredded. No, he dieted hard, and in my opinion, he's not natural.
Plus, there are none of the side effects. Like one of the side effects of using anabolic steroids is your temperament changes. People start hating you and avoiding you because you're like a bull out of a cage.
So that's a pretty bold statement. And first of all, not really true. Just because you take steroids doesn't mean your temperament changes and you become an asshole. It might, especially certain kinds in high doses, but it's not necessarily causing you to be an asshole. And so by him saying, I didn't want any of that, he's saying, I never took any of that. So in my opinion, he might not quite literally be saying he's natural, but he's certainly insinuating that he didn't take steroids because he didn't want to change his temperament, and that you could get drug-like effects, not quite as much, from taking high doses of amino acids, minerals, vitamins, and so on.
People start hating you and avoiding you because you're like a bull out of a cage. So I didn't want any of that.
Last I checked, there weren't many people who hated The Rock, hated Arnold Schwarzenegger, hated, well, yeah, we better stretch that one out. Yeah, it's not that they're hating Arnold Schwarzenegger because of the PEDs he admitted to taking back in the day. It's more of the comments he's had of late. But yeah, I kind of screwed that one up. But I don't see a lot of people hating Chris Bumstead for admittedly taking PEDs to prepare for the Mr. Olympia and winning. And winning again, and probably again, and probably again. So for him to come out here and say, well, I didn't want to take steroids because you know what they do. They make people assholes. No one likes them. Those are horrible people. He's basically vilifying people who are taking steroids. You can't just say steroids make you an asshole, make you a horrible person, and no one wants to be around you. I know a lot of people who are on PEDs, and they are by no means assholes, and lots of people love them.
At your peak training, what were some of your sleep habits? How long did you sleep?
And I know this is maybe a bit off topic, but he's gone on a lot about how to sleep. And I do in fact have a sleep aid. It does in fact help me sleep. And the ocean waves or waterfalls, that can help a lot. I do wear earbuds. I usually put them on in the middle of the night. I wake up, I go to the bathroom, usually 2-3 times a night because I drink a lot of water. And so when I go to the bathroom, I just put those in, I hear it, and I fall right back asleep, usually within 1, maybe 2 minutes. And of course, I've been using my own sleep aid, take 2 pills every night, 90 pills in the container, so 45 servings. It's making a huge difference. I haven't been needing to take my prescription sleeping pills or to smoke weed to get to sleep. Yeah, I do think this works amazingly well, and I highly suggest you get it. Click the link in the description. So to sum it up, I don't actually believe that he's natural. Sorry, I don't believe he's natural. He's saying he is. I personally don't believe it. Let me know in the comment section, do you think he's natural? Do you think he's pulling our legs a little bit? Do you believe that he took something? And when I say he's not natural, I'm not saying that he took every drug at high doses, but he did have the nickname The Chemist. Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro. Here's the bloops. Watch those. As I was saying, harder than last time supplements. Click the link in the description. Also, the cookbook, help you lose weight, training books, coaching plans by me and my team. Subscribe and click the bell button. Do it now. Make sure you're subscribed, notified. Like the video if you liked it. And until next time, I am out. Stop bullying!